Ah, lobbyists. What's a lobbyist and why should it matter? Well, the word lobbyist comes from folks that hang around in the lobby in Congress, waiting for congressmen to go by. When the congressmen go by, the lobbyists come up and they flatter the congressman and they offer the congressman free stuff and they offer the congressman fact-finding tour opportunities where they get to go to first-class hotels and travel and eat in five-star restaurants. They talk about how their policy recommendation is for the best and how they've already got these other congressmen on board and how this is going to help them get reelected. They've already done the figures, they've already done the numbers. Lobbyists. Lobbyists are the flim-flam men, the snake oil salesmen of politics. Here's a scary thought. Many lobbyists themselves are former members of Congress that learn enough about the congressional system and decide that the real money isn't making the choices as a congressional representative and having all the insecurity of a job that you could lose every 2 years if the people vote for some other schlub. But if you're a lobbyist, you can play off of all the information you've learned about your colleagues and about how Congress works, and you can use it like a mercenary, a soldier for hire. But instead of fighting battles in a military fashion on a battlefield killing men, you are fighting political battles. You are encouraging people to vote in a way they might not otherwise have voted. You are providing incentives for them to vote in a way they might not otherwise have voted. You are providing information that might change their minds. You are providing carrots in the form of bright, shiny opportunities for fun, for pleasure, for profit, and opportunities to gain more power, to gain favors, in return for the congressman voting the way you want, and you get paid on the basis of how many people you can influence. Sounds a lot like bribery, doesn't it? Being a lobbyist involves walking right up to that line of bribery and not crossing it, or not being caught crossing it. Offering opportunities, offering lessons, offering power, offering stuff, but not quid pro quo. Not, you vote this way and I give you $20 million. No, that's against the law. But you vote this way and we will make sure that our company builds a $20 million facility in your district that will provide construction jobs and tax revenue and employee jobs of all kinds. That's not against the law, unless you have it in writing that if you vote this way, which nobody does because that's stupid. So lobbyists are there like the seductive tempters and temptresses of the political world. They are the sirens that Odysseus had to deal with on his journey. Sirens lived on this island, this rocky island surrounded by rocks, and they were these half vulture women, half women. And if you got too close to them, these sirens would see your ship crushed on the rocks and they'd eat the flesh off your bones. So the moment you hear the sirens, wise mariners would turn away. Well, what Ulysses or Odysseus does is he is a proud man and he wants to hear what nobody else has heard. So what Odysseus does is he orders his men to tie him to the mast of his ship and put beeswax in their ears so that they can't hear. And he's going to direct them which way to go. Actually, no, he can't because he's tied. He's going to set them on a course close enough to the island to hear their song, but far enough away from the island to hopefully avoid the rocks. And then Odysseus for a while goes mad because the siren song is so strong, beckoning him, come, Odysseus, come to our island. It will be like paradise. All of your earthly desires will be satiated. All that you could possibly want and more will be yours. It will be your world. You'll be like a god in it. Seduce, seduce, seduce. Meanwhile, his men blindly and deftly row by, And Odysseus screams. Lobbyists are like that. They are the sirens of the political world, tempting you. Now, they know Congress better than you, at least at first. They have connections that you don't, at least at first. They have the skinny on you, your background. They know you probably better than you know yourself. And their job is to manipulate you. And it's legal, as long as they don't bribe you. As long as you don't give a quid pro quo, you do this and I'll do that, and you sign it. They can't give you money directly, but they can give it to you indirectly. They can't give you a free trip to the Bahamas, but they can send you on a fact-finding trip to the Bahamas. They can get you access to congressional leaders that you would take years or decades to get on your own. Lobbyists are there to make sure, first and foremost, that the laws about lobbying don't change the profession too much. And they have succeeded so far. Lobbyists are a part of the system. They are an accepted part of the system. They are tempters. And anytime a law is considered, you can bet your bottom dollar that lobbyists were involved in some way, shape, or form. They are the guardians of the system. They are the protectors of the established order. They are the people who have turned politics into a business, a for-profit endeavor. In other words, they're the kind of parasites you can't get rid of because they have enough control over the host to make it impossible for the host to truly cast them off. And it's a good paying job if you can do it. So that gives you a little bit more depth into Congress. I hope you enjoyed these videos. We'll move on to another phase of Congress in the next set.